Hey everyone, welcome to the MDM Minute with Peter Schenk. Today I want to talk about a couple different topics that are of interest to a lot of you. One of them is the Akashic Records, the other is the Astro Plane. Okay, and again, this is all of my opinion, but I've been to these places. I know how they work energetically. I've spent a lot of time there. So I'll start with the Akashic Records. In my belief system, everything is made up of energy. That energy is all interconnected, and that is what science coins the quantum realm. Okay, and the quantum realm is a place that has no past and no future. And you know, there's a lot of buzzwords out there about the Akashic Records, but when you boil it down, it's all knowledge, past, present, and future. Okay, and there's there's a lot of misinformation out there about who has access to it, everyone has access to it, okay? The second you read an article that says you don't, walk away. The second someone tells you, you don't have access, walk away. Everyone has access to the Akashic Records in some level. And, it's like the higher octaves. If you are given a piece of information in the Akashic Records, what you do with that piece of information determines if you have more access. If you use it to spread love and light in the world, you're given more access. Long time ago, when I first started accessing the Akashic Records, it was very much, like an acid trip. I'd get into my place of power. I'd walk through these large oak doors, and there were two seats next to a fireplace and candles being lit. And, I would sit down in there, and there were these two astro bodies that not Thelma and Louise, Thelma, and I forget what the other one's name was. And they used to bring me books of knowledge to build, the first prototypes of Aquaware. And we're going back, 2006, even first water, even before Aquaware. And then, of course, there was Neocode, and then Alex, and there's a bunch of early software you folks don't know about just because it hasn't been presented in a long time. But, the new stuff is generations ahead of that. And so, the Akashic Records are a place that we all have access to, and there's no ritual. You don't need, you don't have to sing Kumbaya. You don't have to hold hands. There's no crystals involved, no pretty waterfalls, no butterflies. It's just you sit down, you get in your place of power, and you ask for information, and you receive. It's that easy. As humans, we complicate everything. The other thing I want to talk about is the Astro Plane, okay? This is where everyone that has another sense outside of our innate 5 human senses starts to play. The astral plane is the first level of consciousness outside this reality, okay? And in my belief system, when a person passes on, their soul, their fire, whatever you want to call it, goes back to source. And when you hire a medium, a psychic, to find out things about loved ones or friends or whoever, your dog that has passed on, they go to what we call the astro plane. The astro plane contains a carbon copy of everything that person, object, or animal was in life. And when they project them and bring them into the physical, that carbon copy thinks it's that person, but don't make the mistake, it's not. Okay, in the astro plane is very much like the Wild West. A lot of inexperienced psychics that are first starting out, that start playing in this place via tarot cards or any other portals into it, they get lost mentally in there. So, you need to be careful. The astral plane is very much the Wild West. I've transversed it quite a lot. I know intimately how it works, and I do play there sometimes, not as much as I used to, but I still go there. And when someone passes on, their soul goes back to source, and whatever your belief system happens. Again, folks, this is just all my opinion. Take it for what it's worth. I spent a long time on the edge of the consciousness grid doing amazing things with my hair on fire, and the astro plane is a very cool place, but it's a place that deserves respect. Okay, it is very much the Wild West. It's like the internet in the early 90s, mid 90s, you know, and you need to be careful. How you access it is up to you. I'm not going to give you any advice on how to do it. I've used my own tips and tricks over the years. I don't play there much anymore. I do still very much play in the Akashic Records, though. The Akashic Records is cool. You know, once you get in there, ask for a friend, and they'll bring you books of knowledge. Remember, folks, in order for the real learning to begin, you have to forget everything you've ever learned. That's where the knowledge is. That's a 0 point. And that's where it is. Thanks, folks, for listening. Have a great evening. Bye-bye.